I used to wait for the perfect day, the one where my energy was clean, my focus sharp, my calendar wide open. I kept imagining a future version of myself who would finally begin when everything aligned. But that day almost never arrived. Then I learned a smaller way to live, a quieter way, a way that didn't require heroics. No, 0 days. It sounds simple. It is simple. One honest action every day that moves your life forward, no matter how small. One sentence written, one paragraph read out loud, one slow set, one honest message. Not impressive, not dramatic, just real. It wasn't about finishing anymore. It was about never letting the day end at nothing. When I traded all or nothing for never zero, something fundamental shifted. My days stopped feeling like a verdict and started becoming a stack. Tiny wins piling up where empty space used to be. This is the story of how I went from losing weeks to collecting small victories that finally stuck. And by the end, you'll choose your first non-zero action and the anchor that makes it automatic. You don't need the whole staircase tonight. You just need the next step. And the promise to keep stepping. My life looked busy and felt hollow. I replied quickly. I reorganized perfectly. I polished plans until they sparkled while avoiding the first inch that actually mattered. I told myself I was almost ready, that I'd begin when the window opened, when motivation caught up, when I finally felt like the kind of person who starts. The window kept sliding. Motivation wandered. Another day ended with noble promises for a tomorrow that looked exactly like today. The worst part wasn't the time lost, it was the slow erosion of trust. Every time I said later, my mind learned that my word could slide, and once your brain stops believing you, everything gets heavier. So I tried to fix it with grand routines, long checklists, and spotless mornings. They worked for 3 days and then collapsed under real life. I called it discipline, but it was performance. Performance needs perfect conditions. Discipline needs a decision. I didn't lack willpower. I lacked a way to win small. My standards were heroic. My starts were heavy, and the result was familiar. I did nothing because doing everything felt safer to imagine than to attempt. The day ended at zero too often, and zero quietly became a habit I never chose, but kept practicing. Zero has a gravity that numbers can't show. It pulls on your identity. When a day lands at nothing, the story you tell yourself turns sharp. Maybe I'm not that person. Maybe I can't be trusted. Maybe I'm always behind. That story spreads. I postponed workouts because the real one wouldn't fit. I left messages unsent because the perfect reply wasn't ready. I skipped small stats because a full session wasn't possible. All or nothing slowly became nothing, and then came decision fatigue. Should I start now or later? This or that? 10 minutes or an hour? I spend my best attention deciding not doing. Even my wins felt accidental because I didn't know how to repeat them. The stakes weren't abstract. Without self-trust, success feels like luck. With self-trust, small actions compound. I didn't need a louder pep talk. I needed a rule that survived bad sleep, full calendars, and thin courage and still counted. A rule so small it would work on the days I at least felt like myself. The turn arrived on a quiet evening. I wrote one sentence I couldn't escape. No. 0 days. If the day tries to end at nothing, I will find the smallest non-zero action and do it now. Not tomorrow. Not when I feel like it. Now even if it takes 60 seconds, I chose 3 areas that mattered. Work, body, relationships, and defined. Tiny minimums for each. 1 line on the page, 1 slow set, 1 honest message. If energy surprised me, I could do more. If it didn't, the day still landed above 0. I started that night. The sentence was clumsy. The set was slow. The message was simple. It didn't feel impressive. It felt possible, and when I went to sleep, something new existed. Proof. The next morning, the first inch didn't look like a cliff. It looked like a step I had already practiced. The promise wasn't I'll be great. The promise was I won't be nothing. Perfection lost its favorite weapon. Here's how to live no 0 days and How to start tonight. First, choose your areas. Pick 2 or 3 that clearly matter this season. Second, define tiny minimums you can do anywhere in 1 to 2 minutes. 1 line, 1 paragraph out loud, 1 said, 1 reach out, 1 tidy corner. Third, place. And attach each minimum to something you already do. After coffee, after you sit down, after brushing your teeth, before turning off the light. When the anchor fires, the minimum follows. Decide fast. The longer you negotiate, the more the day decides for you. Count down from 5 and move your hands at 1. End kindly. Stop while it still feels manageable. Kindness keeps the door open for tomorrow. Next, mark proof. 1 dot, 1 check, 1 line in a tiny log. You're not chasing streaks. You're collecting receipts of who you are becoming. Rescue minutes. If the day runs away, use a rescue minute before bed. The smallest version still counts. Never zero, grow slowly. When the minimum feels automatic for a week, increase by 1 notch, not 10. If life squeezes you, fall back to the minimums. They are the floor, not the ceiling. After 30 days of never zero, my numbers looked modest. My life did not. I averaged 15 to 20 focused minutes on days that used to vanish. The page felt like a door I knew how to open. My body became a place I visited daily, not a project I avoided. The people I care about heard from me in small, honest ways. Most of all, my word became believable again. The miracle wasn't momentum exploding. It was friction shrinking. When the first inch is familiar, the second arrives almost automatically. On tired days, I paid the minimum and went to bed proud. On good days, the minimum pulled me into more without force. 0 lost its seat at my table because I replaced it with the smallest possible yes. I realized success didn't require heroic days, just fewer empty ones. A stack of small wins changed my average, and averages shape a life. If this lifted even 1% of your day, protect it. Choose your 2 or 3 areas now. Define tiny minimums you can do anywhere. Attach them to anchors you already keep. Decide in seconds, end kindly, and collect proof where you can see it. Let today land above 0, then repeat. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to avoid doing nothing. When you keep that promise, the future stops feeling far away. Stories that reset your mind meet be next to you. Thanks for watching.